We're excited about going in Heinz Field for the first time. 3 weeks into the preseason is pretty interesting in the process that this will be our first time. So on that level, we're excited.
All right, Tennessee Titans at Heinz Field on Saturday. Kickoff set for 4 p.m. So, Labs, who's in, who's out? We know Ben Roethlisberger is going to play. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. But the guys, coach is saying we're going to leave the lights on. We've heard him say that a number of times. They don't have to designate if they're probable or going to play. So let's take a look at this list. And you would like to see a lot of those guys, well, really all of them play. But Antonio Brown, a big one. Morgan Burnett, who's dealing with an injury. Dan McCullers and T.J. Watt, who we haven't seen yet this preseason.
Yeah, I would say 2 of the 4 would be important to me, Missy. I don't need to see Antonio Brown. I saw enough of him at training camp to know that he's ready, and he has a nice relationship with the quarterback. So to me, his presence on the field Saturday afternoon against the Titans is unnecessary to me. Dan McCullers is a backup, so he's not as important to me as the other 2 guys. Morgan Burnett, you know, he has missed some time through the training camp process when we were up in Latrobe. T.J. Watt really hasn't done anything yet, and he's also moving from right outside linebacker to left outside linebacker. So if you would ask me which of those 4 do I most want to see, or do I believe most needs to play on Saturday, I would say T.J. Watt. Second would be Morgan Burnett.
All right, very quickly, here is a list of the guys that Coach Tomlin has ruled out for Saturday. Ramon Foster, Xavier Grimble, Vance McDonald, and Mike Hilton. I think Vance McDonald's someone I'd personally really like to see out there, especially if Ben Roethlisberger's playing. Right,
exactly. He's supposed to be the starting tight end. And, you know, as we were talking about yesterday, 2 of those 4 guys are tight ends. And so you would like to have some sort of, I don't know, security or finality based on who's going to be available and maybe when, before you get too close to the final cut down to 53. So, yeah, it's unfortunate that those 2 tight ends will not be playing. Ramon Foster, to me, is a situation that he is such an established veteran, and B.J. Finney is such quality backup that to me is a situation that it's really either or with those guys.
All right, so it's all about the quarterbacks. Who's playing? Coach Tomlin was asked if all 4 guys on the roster will get a chance. Here was his answer.
That's not the plan. We're going to play Ben, we're going to play Landry, and we'll see how it goes from there. We'll harden it up as we get closer. But those 2 specifically are scheduled to play, just like the other 2 were specifically scheduled to play last week.
All right. How long do you think Ben's going to play, Labs?
Well, I don't think that it's so much going to be a question of time. I think Mike Tomlin wants to see certain things accomplished. Ben will do some, I'm sure, some no huddle, you know, some quick game kind of things where he is going to be calling the plays at the line of scrimmage. I think we'll see some of that. And hey, if Ben, for example, the Steelers' first offensive possession, 5 plays, 75 yards and a touchdown. The second possession is, you know, 8 plays, whatever yards and a field goal. Ben's done. Even if it's still in the, you know, it could be mid to late first quarter. I think if you see those kinds of things from him with the first team offense, and as I said, when they work in some of the sub packages that they want to use on offense, you know, maybe some no huddle, some quick game, some of that kind of stuff, they'll take them out. And then Landry, I would imagine, would finish the first half regardless of how long Ben plays if he's removed quickly because of being successful. And then we'll have to see. I don't know that Mike Tomlin is really interested or feels he needs to see Josh Dobbs and Mason Rudolph in this 3rd game, because the 4th game they'll probably split it as they did the 2nd game.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll tell you why it was a good day for Chris Boswell and Vince Williams. All right, practice ended early today, Labs, but the Steelers were busy signing 2 players, Vince Williams and Chris Boswell. Vince is the most recent, so we'll start with him.
Yeah, Vince Williams, starting inside linebacker currently. He's a guy who, to me, is a quintessential Steeler. I mean, he loves football. He loves to be a football player. He loves to come to work every day. And, you know, he's just a good guy to have on the team. I mean, I don't know how far into the 4-year contract he will be a starter, but I don't know that necessarily matters in terms of this guy's value to this organization.
All right, and in terms of, well, we should mention for Vince, that was a 4-year deal, as you said. Chris Boswell, a new 5-year deal. And I want to take you back, Labs, to 2015. Can you name the kickers before Chris Boswell became the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Hartley was one.
Who was the first one?
Well, Sweezum.
Yes, okay.
Sean
That's an easy
Sweezum
one.
he was a victim of that.
Hall of Fame game.
Right, I won't even call it a high school turf.
Okay.
Because that disparages high school turfs. Sean Sweezum, was it Howard Hartley?
Garrett Hartley.
Garrett Hartley. The third guy.
I'll give you a clue. They traded for him.
Oh, Scobie.
You got it. Good job, Labs.
The guy with nothing in here, but, you know, not to be critical. He was great when he was kicking for a 3-13 Jacksonville team, and the games never mattered. But then he had to go out against the Ravens and kind of folded up like a cheap card table.
Well, and these two guys signing new deals, say with the Steelers, make you realize we are getting closer to that season opener of the regular season. As we know, the Steelers typically get this business done leading up to that first game.
Right, the deadline is, you know, the day before the opener. This year, the opener September 9th, so it would be September 8th. I remember one year, Troy Polamalu signing a contract in the FBO at Pittsburgh Airport as we were getting on a plane to go somewhere for, I forget where the opener was that year. But Chris Boswell, you know, you talk about, I don't know if it's lucky or good or what, but you come through, I think Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin went to a couple, 3 of those, find as many available kickers without jobs, tell them to meet us at Heinz Field tomorrow, and we're going to pick one of them. To end up with someone as good as Chris Boswell, who's not only reliable, but he's clutch. He doesn't fold up under pressure. His 89% or 90% or whatever it is, ridiculous success rate on field goals to me is really, it's outstanding. There's nothing about him not to like. He's cool. He doesn't get flustered. He's not a attention hog. And you know, the Steelers are fortunate to have him. And I think the fact, and you can sign a kicker to a 5-year deal because they're very unlikely to be injured, usually, unless, you know, the turf is.
Knock on wood, right. I know. Don't talk about that game.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good thing for the organization and for the player. Really good deal for both sides.
All right, well, congratulations to Chris and Vince. For our Steelers Nation Unite members today, our keyword is football. So head to SteelersNationUnite.com and enter the keyword football to earn your extra yards for joining us today. That's going to do it. Kickoff Saturday, back at Heinz Field.
That's
4
nice.
o'clock.
Afternoon, huh? Saturday afternoon.
As long as it doesn't rain,
night.
I'll be good.
Well,
I know. You'll be drying the press box. All right, thanks.
I'll bring an umbrella.
Thank you. I'll borrow it maybe if I forget one.
All right.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.